What's going on, everybody? Adam here with eTrailer. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Thule Insta-Gater Pro on our 2020 Toyota Tundra. Have you ever been driving down the highway and just cringe when you see a truck with a bunch of bikes just laying in the bed of the truck? I have, and this is the solution. If you really just want to get some bikes to and from the destination, you can go ahead and just put this in your bed. It's going to keep it nice and upright. It's going to be great for your carbon fiber bikes like this. And of course, it's just going to be a nice little wheel hook, so it's really not going to touch much of any of your bike besides the tire. And the tire hits the road, so that's going to be plenty fine. In regards to what kind of bikes you can use with the Insta-Gater Pro, what we need is any tire width less than 5 inches. So it will work for your fat tire bikes if the width of that tire doesn't exceed that 5-inch mark. Also with your e-bikes, you can go ahead and do it. Just make sure your e-bike without the battery is not heavier than 50 pounds. That's the weight capacity on this. Two different issues you might run into. One, your bike might be a little too long for the bed of your truck. It's not a huge issue, but it might be a little problem we need to fix. With our 2020 Tundra, we have a 5.5-foot bed, and it just fits perfectly. It's very, very close, but you need to make sure that your bikes are not going to be any longer than the bed of your truck. If they are, and you really don't have a choice, and you need the Insta-Gater Pro to solve your issue, just go like that. It'll hold it into place. It'll be really nice. One other thing that will limit you is going to be either a tonneau cover or a toolbox. This wheel here, it does sit up a little bit higher than the rails of the bed of the truck. So if there's a toolbox here, probably wouldn't work. We might be able to get it to work like this, but still with a 5.5-foot bed, I doubt it. But if you have a roll-up tonneau cover, it will be hit or miss with those because a lot of times they don't take a whole lot of space in the bed of your truck. If you have a Retrex tonneau cover with the big old bulky box back here, probably won't work. Or a trifold, you might have to do some finagling to get it to fit. That might be an issue, but if that's not you, the Insta-Gater Pro will not give you any fuss at all. To get a closer look at the Insta-Gater Pro, we'll lower this down. Notice right here, this is how it's going to stay into place. So pretty much you just put that in that little gap, close the tailgate, and then pull these tight, and that is going to cinch it down perfectly. Really quick, really easy. You can even just ratchet it down like that to get extra torque if you really don't want to use all them hand muscles and you want to save them for the ride. Another thing I really like about it is just the look of it. I mean, even if you had a tonneau cover that you can use with this rack, we can go ahead and fold this arm down and you can keep it underneath that tonneau cover. It's not really going to be affected that much by a bunch of rain or moisture and stuff like that, just because we have a nice powder coated finish and a lot of it is nice hard plastic, especially this wheel cradle, so you don't have to worry about that. To take the bike off, it's extremely easy, but if you were leaving it on and you leave your truck alone, we actually do have a nice little cable lock. It wraps around wherever you want and then it connects back to itself right here. And we are going to get keys with our kit to be able to unlock that as well. So that's really nice. One thing that you can't lock is your Insta-Gater Pro. Pretty much if it's in there, they can undo this and just slide it out. It's going to take a lot, but there is no lock for the actual bike rack to fit into your truck bed. So be mindful of that. Not a big deal for me, but some of you, it might be a big deal. So another thing we can do, it's very easy just to press this little lever here and lower it down like that. And I mean, then we're pretty much ready to go. So it's really, really simple and easy, and it's really, really light, about only 11 pounds. It's very, very light. So you can either keep it in here or just store it somewhere else. It breaks down really, really nicely. And I don't really think it's going to take up a whole lot of space in the bed of your truck if you keep it in there. Probably could put it in a bigger toolbox if you have one of those, or it's not going to take up a whole lot of space on your shelf in your garage. All in all, I would definitely recommend it to anybody who has bikes and has a truck and doesn't really want to buy a hitch rack or anything else. Again, this was the Thule Insta-Gater Pro, and I'm Adam with eTrailer.